distinction, but
Dire team
I just
back.
don't think it's going to be enough. Unfortunately, they're going to go with a Magnus. We've seen, I believe it was SMG playing the position 1 Magnus previously, as well as a couple of other teams as well. So this doesn't even lock in the fact that a Magnus might be played in the mid lane. It could still be a monkey support. So not wanting to reveal
10
everything.
seconds
Execration,
remaining.
again, another one of those teams that the drafting's on point around protecting
5
the
seconds
fact that they have the
remaining.
overall last pick with their flexibility.
Yeah, I think they were
Radiant
still
team
having a
ban.
bit of issues dealing with the PL because Lycan's pretty single target, but the Mag now getting picked up gives you a great way to scale, some team fight, and also more control to enable like a Wukong's potentially. They're
10
happy with
seconds
the
remaining.
slow pace game that they'll have for the first like 15 minutes or so, but
5
once Mag
seconds
has like
remaining.
Blink Echo, Lycan with Helm of the Overlord, or even Monkey potentially with like Echo plus the remnants of his second item, they can probably look to start to
Dire
get
team
active.
ban.
So now you would assume it's just the mids yet to come for both of the teams, and well, we're seeing a bunch of them already get banned out. Of course, the Leshrac, the Lina, better heroes against the Phantom Lancer, at least in terms of Illusion Clear.
10
Queen of Pain,
seconds
Storm
remaining.
Spirit, Bat Rider also removed from the pool. You can even probably throw the Coddle into the
5
mix there as well.
seconds remaining.
So,
Radiant
what are we
team
thinking?
ban.
Ember Spirit? No, Sven, actually, they end up getting rid of. I'm not sure if that's the pick. I mean, you've already got the Magnus to be able to deal with the PO illusions, and I feel like that's not what Execration were wanting at this stage.
So what, they think the...
10 seconds remaining.
Because they banned
Well, they are
Luna's...
control, right? Like to
5
start these
seconds
team
remaining.
fights. You don't want to. I think it's going to be pretty rare that you have a situation where a Magnus is just going to be able to
Dire
initiate a
team
fight
pick.
with Blink RP, right? So I'm not feeling as strongly about that Sven ban at all. I would have gotten rid of maybe the Ember Spirit, something along those lines, who's going to build into a Yule Scepter. Just by doing that, you can avoid a potential Mars
10
Spear
seconds
into an
remaining.
arena. You can get out of the global silence.
5 seconds
And it also is a
remaining.
good way to be able to deal with a PL on top of all of the resources that you already have.
I feel like for Yangon, they also need another way to start the fights, and they need magic damage as well. I think they're lacking a little bit of that with the support. If they fall very far behind level-wise, then they're going to have issues. So, I mean, Storm Pop's banned out. Is there anything you feel like they could pick up to fill the voids there?
I mean, it's a lot of physical damage. Is it the worst Pugna game? I was thinking Pugna or like Wyvern, but if you're playing Wyvern mid, you don't want to go Cold Embrace, so it's not going to be that great.
Radiant
I think you
team
need a
pick.
playmaker.
Admiral Conquer.
It's okay.
Well, they still aren't 100% of what their mid matchup is, it looks like. So Conquer doesn't have too many bad matchups.
10 seconds
Melee versus
remaining.
Mag can be a bit tedious though, if that is the case. You can Shockwave
5
skewer under the
seconds
tower, but
remaining.
Conquer can get to the stage where it's pretty beefy. Gives you some teamfight prowess, some AoE follow-up in the Mars arena.
Would you like Viper for the laning stage? And then just bully the Conquer out of lane entirely, make Mars feel pretty damn useless, and then just make sure you're not the first one into the team fight so the PL doesn't overwhelm you?
What's a Mag 4?
Mag 1, Monkey 4.
Okay.
Choose your hero.
Okay.
Is it the monkey support? Oh,
One tiny.
back into the one tiny, huh? Well, with
I mean, it's good.
Mag,
Right? You do need to get up in close range to be able to sauce. This isn't the 5 mag, is it? No, okay. Alright, mid Magnus, into the Conquer. Not a bad matchup, of course. The Cleave is always going to be good, but then again, so is the Tidebringer. Monkey King, I just feel like is versatile. It's going to be good no matter where you put it. I was thinking maybe they would have gone for the old Neon draft of Tiny Magnus, safe lane, and then just toss back into Skewer. But not going to be the case this time around.
What a draft that was. What a combo. That was quite the matchup that you had to go into for the laning phase, but Execration are going to have a ridiculous amount of AoE damage once Tiny gets the Aghanim Shard buffing up with the Mag and Power as well. And we've seen how a Monkey King can really enable your team with just shoving out the creep waves with ease, also giving you a lot of information to help with how your fight selection, and the Lycan can also enable that too.
Feeling pretty decent about Execration's draft here. I'm not sure exactly what the Jakiro is meant to provide for them, unfortunately, on Yangon.
Doesn't seem like quite the skill A hero.
It doesn't. You know, he's much more of a heavy commitment, like... Well, it's in his name, right? Skill A. He's king of the skill shots, being able to land these rolling boulders forward, even just smaller things like a Nyx Assassin Impale. He generally gets off a fair few heroes in them. And even just the Silencer, right? Like, it's going to be decent for bullying in the laning stage, but unless you're scaling, which, you know, this is a position 5 Silencer, so I don't think scaling is your main concern. You've got a Silencer, sorry, you've got a Lycan that doesn't care about you in the laning stage. Also, as soon as he pops the shapeshift, Silence isn't going to do anything against him. Magnus, as long as he's got him power up, can still right-click, and same sort of thing with the Monkey King, you know, and Tiny even, right? It's really only going to stop this Vengeful Spirit for doing what she wants to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be some issues here. But do you feel like it's... How favorable would you say the draft is to Execration? Are you even going that far? Do you feel like Yangon have got the edge?
I feel like they have so much that's... Well, not so much, but they've got enough that's going to be able to answer this PL that I don't think is going to be a significant factor later on. We've seen twice now Mamang Daya on his Tiny be able to deal with illusion heroes with really good effectiveness. So I feel like it's just going to be the same sort of deal here with Tino being prioritized over to him. Jakiro probably going to get run over by this Lycan, and then you still don't have the overall wave clear on 3 of your heroes, let's say, to be able to deal with this super early push. So yeah, I'm feeling fairly confident towards Execration. That's even without taking lag into consideration as well.
You don't think the Mars and Conquer are pretty good ways to offset the Lycan taking objectives early?
Calm yourselves.
I feel like the rest of the team make up for any potential lag. Like the Mars, of course, it is a good way to catch him out inside the Arena of Blood, but you've also got Swap, right, to be able to save him so he can just get straight on out of it and still continue to run rampant.
Yeah. We're already seeing some of the skewer effect. Unfortunately, it's with young PH's positioning, it's not going to be too much damage, but this is always something you have to keep in mind with the melee matchup. And it could get a little bit more difficult here for young PH. I do think though, like, yeah, we've highlighted that they have great ways, what it seems to deal with PL. You know, Mag can amp up the Tiny, who we've been seeing. Tino has played the Tiny position 1 recently, so it seems like he's pretty comfortable with the hero. We've seen a decent amount of the Echo, so the Aghanim Shard as well, if need be, to go up against the PL as the game goes on. This is one of Howard's best heroes. So, yes, if they can do it, maybe off the back of PL, it's definitely not a free game by any stretch, but I feel like as the game goes on, they might not have as much of a venge factor. The Lycan very single target too, so maybe with Yangon how they can play the team fights, but it's... They could get to a stage where they're super far behind though.
Yeah, and how much of this do you think... Oh, actually, Tino, they're looking to make a kill attempt here onto Skill A. Getting the damage in onto the Venge, is it going to be enough before Tino's able to get the Jakiro kill?
Well, they got it.
You just fell on hard.
Alright. Experience going to Tino, though. So he's not hating it either. How much of this draft, with How being given the PL, do you think is directly related to how game one went, right? They gave Hao a hero that, you know, it might have fit in well reasonably with the draft in the Bloodseeker. It's not like one of his heroes and then he's like, guys, just let me try and hyper carry this game with my PL, you know?
But I think the first phase enabled that though.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Like I think when you pick a Venge Monkey King, you're happy with the PL matchup there.
No.
Like Venge is very single target. Monkey King, it doesn't have the, it's not the best carry to carry matchup. So he probably feels like he definitely would feel comfortable with how he can play this hero at such a high level. What's going on mid?
Yeah, Young PH got skewered under the tower, so he had to walk around to the side, X mark TP back to base, and in the meantime, he's lost about 4 creeps under the tower.
Lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Duh. Zorain treats us. Only level 1, but Tino feels like that's enough, and seems like it is without a doubt. So we were questioning on how the Mars would be able to play versus the Monkey King, but it looks like still the tiny matchup is not faring too well early.
No, definitely not, even though Mars having that slight attack range advantage. The Tiny's going to win out every day with a tree grab.
And again, he's going for more than likely the early Blink build, which I find interesting. Maybe you don't need more points in the tree grab because you can play around with the Magnus.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't hate that. You know, you just want to be able to... Again, this is an early game-ish oriented build for Execration. You don't want the PL to get huge. You have a Lycan, so you want to have that enabled for yourself. Skillate is going to need to try and escape here with the use of his Magic Wand, but with BDZ rotating in, they're not going to be able to.
And now Zorain's in trouble too. They can just overwhelming with their number of heroes and all of their stuns. They have the avalanches available. And poor old Mars is going to stack up to his second death of the game and secures a double for Tino. So he's got 4 very early kills and this bottom lane is already disastrous.
Yep, and you can just see even Raging Potato's response. He's like, all right, well, I'm not going to run into this PL silencer lane. I'm just going to go ahead, cut the wave, bring it back, and feel pretty damn safe next to my tier 2 tower.
Di siapa? Apa?
Bounty. Lively now. Your admiral is on board.
At least top and mid are going relatively well for Yangon at the moment. We'll see how young PH can play off the back of this. Very close to level 6 too. Can they kill off Bob though? They're not even going to make an attempt.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Okay, so what does Hao need? It's not a hood game, so he can be content with going Diffusal Yasha. More than likely, Manta's required. I don't know if he can man-fight Execration, so he might be forced to go early Agshard mid lane.
Welcome back.
Young PH forced to drop the boat very defensively. That was an RP also traded, so multiple ultimates here.
Your admiral is on board.
Can't gap close, however.
Yeah, it did land the Primal Spring, so it doesn't have the slow duration to be able to pick up the kill afterwards. But again, I think you're fairly happy with using the Ghost Ship, or sorry, forcing the ineffective use of the Ghost Ship there. In my eyes, it's still going to be rough for this PL, right? You've got much more scaling potential, just super early with your flash farming, with a Magnus that's going heavily into the Empower, not just for himself, but also the Tiny. You're going to be able to take towers much sooner. Your team fight arguably is a little bit more effective if the arena isn't perfect.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Rage Potato looking for the first shapeshift use of the game. How will need some extra reinforcements, or he can just play off the back of the illusion dodge.
Max coming
Race
though.
Duke, and now they'll also cut down the tree, so they're looking to try and focus off BDZ. Now, Bob's RP is on cooldown, but the haste will give him at least some distance to play with on the outskirts here. But Raging Potato is also very weak, so he can't commit deep under the tier 1 tower. But Bob can cleave down 1. He won't find the second. How again is looking for the illusion juke. He's going to find it. A kill on top of the Magnus. Now Rage Potato as well might cost himself his life. An early earn pickup from Skill Late. Can they find him with the Spirit Lance? They won't even need it. He'll tick out to the damage over time. BDC showing back up once again. And he'll have the damage to go through. How? Now he's going to be cautious though, because the extra reinforcements. It's a party up top. And Lun will be able to pick up his second intel stack of the game.
Nicely done. Early point into the Glaives of Wisdom at level 4. Wanting to maximize his effectiveness there. And, you know, it was a good rotation coming through from Bob's Magnus with the Haste Rune, wanting to maximize that movement there. But, yeah, it just goes to show the difference of, you know, they got the cut down onto the Monkey King in the trees. I feel like if he hits that Boundless Strike, they'd probably convincingly win that team fight there from Execration. Great play again coming out from How to prevent a disaster.
My dude's very comfortable on the PL, it looks like, but he's... Even with those outplays, this is... My god, it's an 8-minute blink timing. Huh.
Yep.
Well, Tino's only got... only level 8. So... Have 4 points...
An arcane ring.
Oh, boy. 4 points. Ava, 2 in toss. This will be the true test if they can burst through Young PH. Might just try and find a stack towards his level 9 before he gets involved. It's gonna look to give an opportunity for Yangon to bring down Bob. Looks like he won't be able to get away. Reinforcements too late. RR showing up. Arena will trap in 3, but maybe that's not the place Zorin wants to be. Or is it, as Young PH still has got so much damage from afar. The Arcane giving a low cooldown to the Tidebringer. Now, this is a big kill if they can get Tino as well. Maybe move it towards an ultra kill for the Conquer. It's such an early stage in the game, but Tino, nice jukes. Gonna go back down to the southern side to refresh the blink, and Tino's out.
The happy feet coming in clutch, but again, just some more intelligence going over to Lund. This is a pretty low-it lineup that they've got here as Bob starting to get going on a little bit as he just comes back. There's one tree left for BDZ to perch himself on top of it. It's got to be enough.